Hey guys, Wakey Wakey here, aka Yasku, and today I will going to share my physical Doram build. Disclaimers. This build is not fully optimized yet, and it is not a day one account. I only buy one Radiant Pass per month, and I know many of you will relate to this. Also, this build is built suited for my playstyle. I recommend to tweak it a little to fit to your own playstyle or just copy it if you want to. Without further ado, let's go. First, I will share to you my stat allocation. I keep it simple and focus on strength followed by vitality. Strength stat increases my physical attack, while vitality stat gives me max HP and a little bit of PDEF and MDEF for survivability. This build focuses on tankiness with a little bit of damage. These are my current stats without buffs. Use them as a benchmark and compare your progress. If your stats are already better than mine, you're definitely on the right track. Keep it up. All right, let's move on to my skill build. Keep in mind that there's no single perfect build. It all depends on the role you want to play in your party and on the battlefield. For my setup, I've chosen a balanced build that works well in most situations. However, feel free to make adjustments based on your playstyle. For example, if you want to bring more utility and debuffs to your team, you can drop Ocean Power and put those points into Catnip Powdering instead. If your party already has multiple Dorams, you can also remove Nyang Grass and invest those skill points into other abilities that better fit your needs. If you're not sure which route to take, you can simply follow my build. It's a reliable all-around setup that has worked really well for me. Now, let's take a look at my enchants. I have to admit, I've been pretty unlucky with my enchant rolls, so don't use my current levels as the goal. Instead, focus on getting the same enchant types, and if you can roll higher levels than mine, even better. As you can see, I'm not using any PvP technique enchants. That's because, based on my testing, I get more value from stacking superior PATK than investing in PvP technique. For armor enchants, it's mostly a matter of personal preference. You can build around your own playstyle, but I highly recommend collecting different types of damage reduction enchants, along with vitality boost pieces. Having multiple options allows you to swap your gear depending on the enemies or team compositions you're facing, giving you much more flexibility in PvP. Next up, let's go over my equipment, divine armament build, and card setup. Starting with the equipment, I'm using 2 pieces of the 2-slot Nile Rose, which is currently the best in-slot option for a physical Doram. It provides everything this build needs and is what I personally recommend. Moving on to the divine armaments, for my weapon, I'm using Colorful Feather, since this build is focused entirely on physical Doram. For the shield, I'm using Shadow Claws, but if you're having trouble surviving against magic-heavy classes, you can switch to Valkyria's Shield for the extra magic defense. For the armor set, I'm running Tyre's Blessing. I've also seen some players use the White Wing set, mainly to gain more PDMG, especially if their STR isn't very high yet. Both are viable options, so don't be afraid to experiment and see which one performs better with your current stats. Finally, let's talk about cards. This is the card setup I'm currently using. Feel free to copy it as a starting point or make a few adjustments based on your own playstyle, budget, or the content you're focusing on. At the end of the day, the best setup is the one that performs best for you. So don't forget to test different combinations and see what works best. Finally, let's go over feathers, mount stats, and medals. Feathers. This is my current feather setup. Every page uses the same layout, so it's basically a copy and paste setup from the first page all the way to the last. If you want to make some adjustments, you can swap Valor for Justice on the attack statue. For the defense statue, you can replace Justice with either Mercy or Soul. if your goal is to become even tankier. Pro tip: once your main attack feather reaches level 10, I recommend focusing on one page at a time until it reaches level 15. The upgrade cost is the same, but you'll gain much higher stat bonuses compared to spreading your resources evenly across multiple pages. Mount stats. Here are my current mount stats. I don't stick with one setup permanently. I reset and adjust them depending on my role and what I want to accomplish during GVG. Don't be afraid to customize your stats based on your guild strategy or the opponents you're expecting to face. Last but not least, let's talk about medals. I prioritized bravery and heroism first because I already had enough survivability to stay alive during fights. After that, I shifted my focus to Charm and Tempest to further maximize my MDMG reduction and PDMG reduction. Your medal progression may look different depending on your current stats, but this path has worked really well for me. As always, test different setups and invest in what benefits your character the most. And that's it for my physical Doram PvP/GVG build guide. Before you copy everything, I just want to leave you with one important reminder. Don't feel like you have to follow this build exactly. This is simply the setup that works best for my playstyle, my current progression, and the role I play in PvP and GVG. What works for me might not necessarily work for you. Your stats, guild composition, opponents, and even the way you enjoy playing can all make a huge difference. That's why I highly encourage you to use this guide as a reference, not as a strict rulebook. Experiment with different skills, enchants, cards, and equipment. Test different combinations, see how they perform in real battles, and build a setup that fits your playstyle and helps you achieve your goals. If this guide helped you out, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more Ragnarok Origin Classic content, and let me know in the comments what build you're currently running or if you've found something that works even better. I'd love to hear your suggestions and discuss them with you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy hunting and good luck on the battlefield!